Americans today are obsessed with technology. Most of us here probably can't go anywhere without our cell phones, at least not by choice. Let's face it, today cell phones are probably the most popular technology there is. But what happens when technology becomes deadly? Texting while driving is the leading and most dangerous distraction on the road today. And it's not just driving. In 2008, a train conductor failed to see a red light and because he was texting, and he ran into an oncoming freight train, injuring 135 people and killing 25. And then to the less extreme, which may seem kind of funny, but it's also dangerous, is texting while walking. We've all seen people run into poles, people, and maybe you can see the video online of the video of the lady in the mall that falls into the fountain. But the thing is, we just can't manage to text and walk. A study done at Western Washington University by a psychology professor and his students tested this and had a student dress up as a clown, and rode around on a unicycle in like their busy towns in their central square. And as the students walked by, they asked if they noticed the clown riding the unicycle. And only 25% of the people who were texting actually noticed this obvious, like, outlandish thing occurring in front of them. So this failure to notice or register things that are you're looking directly at is known as inattention blindness. And it happens when you are texting because you're doing multiple things at once often. So over 1,000 people were admitted last year to the emergency room for texting while walking injuries. So if we can't even text and walk, how then are we expected to text while driving? The answer is simple: we can't. Texting while driving is never safe. We're all aware of the dangers that we face from driving under the influence of alcohol. Doing this makes you 4 times as likely to get into an accident. Texting while driving makes you 8 times as likely. This is like a scary reality. Car and Driver magazine did a study to test this theory, and they went on a straight road and had a simulation that was a braking light, and they saw the brake distance and the reaction time it took for different situations. So you can see here that texting was way worse than everything else. It took almost 70 feet compared to being legally drunk, only 10 feet. So that's a scary reality that we face, like in these pictures. This car was stopped at a red light, and a young man texting was driving an SUV and failed to brake in time and slammed into the back of the